Urgent New York Giants fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest New York Giants updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some really intriguing updates about the New York Giants, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. The offseason is always a time full of speculation, rumors, and strategic moves, but right now, things are heating up in East Rutherford. The Giants, after a disappointing 2023 season that left fans scratching their heads, are clearly not wasting any time trying to turn things around. And the latest buzz is about some potential moves that could reshape the team's roster and set the stage for a much more competitive 2024. Now, if you've been following the Giants' recent struggles, you already know that last season was tough. Finishing with a 3-14 record, it was one of their worst campaigns in recent memory. The offense, in particular, was a huge point of concern. Ranking 30th in total yards per game with just under 295 yards, and dead last in points per game with only 16. It was a season to forget for many fans. It's clear that the team's offensive production was well below expectations, and that's why offseason moves are so critical this year. They need to rebuild the attack and bring in some fresh talent to energize the offense and give quarterback Daniel Jones, who is coming back from injury, the support he needs. But let's talk about the quarterback room for a moment because the Giants have been busy. They've made some interesting moves, including signing veteran quarterback Russell Wilson to a one-year deal worth $10.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, Wilson, the Super Bowl-winning quarterback, is now in New York, aiming to bring his experience to a team that's desperate for stability at the position. Wilson's addition is seen as a short-term solution, a veteran presence who can mentor the young quarterbacks and hopefully provide some leadership in the locker room. And speaking of young quarterbacks, the Giants didn't stop there. They also used their draft pick to select Jackson Dart from Ole Miss with the number 25 overall pick. Dart is an exciting prospect, a talented passer with a strong arm and good mobility, and many analysts see him as a potential future starter. But he's still raw, and developing him will be the focus in the coming seasons. The idea is to create a quarterback room that has experience, youth, and competition, which can help the team find stability and maybe even discover the next franchise quarterback. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The Giants might not be finished with their roster tweaks, especially in the wide receiver department. Recent reports and rumors suggest that they're eyeing some big names on the open market, and one of the most talked about is Keenan Allen. Yes, the veteran receiver from the Los Angeles Chargers. According to Bleacher Report's Alex K., the Giants could be the ideal landing spot for Allen, who is still looking for a new team after the Chargers made some roster adjustments. Why is Keenan Allen such an appealing option for the Giants? Well, for starters, he's a proven playmaker with a decorated NFL career that spans over a decade. Allen has been one of the most consistent and reliable receivers in the league, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections and accumulating over 13,000 receiving yards throughout his career. His route running, hands, and ability to make tough catches in traffic are second to none, and he's been a favorite target for quarterbacks for years. But let's be real, his numbers last season with the Chargers weren't quite what we're used to seeing from Allen. He started 15 games, caught 70 passes for 744 yards and scored 7 touchdowns. Not bad, but not Allen's best either. Still, when you compare those numbers, they actually outshine what the Giants had from their number 2 receiver last year, Wan'Dale Robinson. Robinson, despite being a promising young player, had a bit of a down year with only 93 receptions for 699 yards and 3 touchdowns across 17 games, despite being targeted 140 times. So, bringing in a veteran like Allen could be a huge upgrade, providing stability and a reliable target for whoever lines up under center. And here's the kicker, Allen isn't going to break the bank to come to New York. His market value is estimated at around $11. $1 million per year, according to Spotrac, which is quite reasonable for a receiver of his caliber. The Giants could add a player with proven production and leadership qualities without blowing their salary cap budget. Plus, at 33 years old, Allen still has a lot to offer, especially as a mentor for younger receivers and as a reliable safety net for Daniel Jones or even Jackson Dart if he earns a starting role early on. You might be wondering, how would Allen fit into the Giants' offense? Well, he would serve as a clear number 2 option behind their emerging star Malik Neighbors, who showed flashes of brilliance last season. Neighbors, a dynamic young receiver, has the speed and playmaking ability to develop into a true number 1 weapon, but having someone like Allen on the field would take a lot of pressure off him and help the offense find some rhythm. Think about the possibilities. Allen's precise route running and reliable hands could open up the field for the Giants' running game, and his veteran presence would be invaluable in tight situations. Of course, adding a player like Allen isn't just about the stats, it's about leadership and experience. The Giants, coming off a season where they struggled to find consistency, need guys who know what it takes to win, and Allen's track record in the NFL makes him a perfect fit. He's been to 6 Pro Bowls, has playoff experience, and knows how to be a leader both on and off the field. For a team that's trying to rebuild its confidence and establish a winning culture, Allen could be the veteran presence they desperately need. Now, looking ahead, what does all this mean for the Giants' future? Well, it's clear that the organization is trying to make smart, strategic moves to build a more competitive team. The draft, free agency, and roster adjustments are all part of a bigger plan to turn the page after last year's nightmare. The focus is on developing young talent, adding experienced players, and creating a balanced team that can compete in a tough NFC East division that's only getting stronger. The NFC East has become more competitive than ever. The Dallas Cowboys are loaded, the Philadelphia Eagles are reigning NFC champions, and even the Washington Commanders are making strides. For the Giants to get back into playoff contention, they need to be smart in their roster decisions. Bringing in a proven veteran like Keenan Allen could be exactly what they need to give Daniel Jones and the young receivers a boost, to add some consistency in the passing game, and to finally start turning around that offensive production. And don't forget, the Giants' defense has also been making some noise. Their defensive line is one of the most formidable in the league, with players like Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau leading the charge. Adding offensive firepower with a veteran receiver could complement that strength on defense, giving the team a more complete, balanced roster capable of competing week in and week out. Now, let's take a quick step back and look at the bigger picture. The Giants' offseason plans are all about laying a foundation for sustained success. They're not just looking for short-term fixes, they want to build a team that can contend year after year. Adding a player like Allen, with his leadership, experience, and production, sends a message that they're serious about competing and winning again. It's about establishing a culture of excellence and resilience, and bringing in players who can help accelerate that process. Of course, there are still questions. Will Allen actually end up in New York? Will the Giants be able to negotiate a deal that works for both parties? And how will this potentially impact the rest of their roster? These are all questions that only time will answer, but the signs are pointing towards a very interesting offseason for the Giants. The front office seems committed to making bold moves, and fans are hopeful that this is the start of something special. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, one thing is clear: the New York Giants are not going to sit still. They're actively trying to improve, and their strategy appears to be focused on blending veteran leadership with young talent. Whether it's through the draft, free agency, or trade opportunities, the goal is to become a more explosive and consistent team. The addition of a veteran like Keenan Allen would be a huge step in that direction, giving the Giants an edge they've lacked in recent years. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think bringing in Keenan Allen would be the right move? How do you see the team shaping up for 2024? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of the Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with even more updates, analysis, and insights into everything happening with the New York Giants. So, stay tuned and keep supporting your team. We're all in this together, and I genuinely believe that brighter days are ahead for the Giants. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.